Hi everyone, it's Candace McDermott. I just wanted to share with you a few tips and ideas about using social media to build your business, specifically for Beachbody coaches. I have a lot of new coaches who get really nervous about making their Facebook posts available to the public, as well as adding a lot of friends that they don't really know. They're nervous about letting too much of their personal lives show through. There's a couple of ways that you can go at this. The biggest thing that I can tell you is that once you begin building a business on social media, it is no longer entertainment for you. It is your business. It is your way of making a living and supporting your family or helping to support your family. So it might take some sacrifices. It might mean that you are going to post a few less photos of your children, if that makes you nervous. Maybe it means that your detailed updates for family who are not nearby go into a private blog instead of on Facebook. If that's too much work for you and you have to put those updates up there because you have family who are all over the world, which, let's face it, that's one of the best parts about social media, is being able to stay connected with family and friends who are not nearby. There are some things that you can do to minimize the impact of those posts. I always recommend when you begin posting regularly to build a business that you change your settings so that all of your posts are available to the public. This makes it so that the people that you're friends with see it, but also anybody who is friends with them can see it as well. It expands your reach a ton, and I can't tell you how many times I've had someone message me because they saw one of my posts, and we're total strangers. We're not friends, but they saw it in their stalker bar because we have a mutual friend. So I always recommend that you change your settings to public viewing. It does bring up the question of how much is too much, how much information about my private life do I want to share. Make sure that you never put your address. Don't put your address on Facebook, ever. You shouldn't even do that with private settings. Also, make sure to, if you're nervous about showing pictures of your family, which I still recommend doing. If you're building a business, people want to know you and they want to see that side of your life. But you can always just use initials for your kids instead of their full names. And you can also just be super careful not to let Facebook tag your location or not let any of the photos show something. For example, say you're taking a picture of your kids outside of their school on the first day. Make sure that the school's name and address are not on the building right behind them. And that's one way that you can make sure it's really harmless. Another way that you can protect yourself is you can put a watermark or a tag on all of your images. It's pretty easy to do with phone apps. And that makes it so that the images can't be stolen. But to be honest, Facebook really isn't a popular source for images to be taken, so I don't think you need to worry too much about that. But the most important thing is you've got to find what you're comfortable with. So if you're really worried about letting your kids be seen on Facebook, but you want to build this business, then it might take some sacrifices, and you might have to start putting those pictures of the kids on a private blog that you can share with your family via a private message rather than just posting to the Facebook world at large. It really does come down to your personal preferences and what you're comfortable with. But if you really want this business to grow, you're not going to do it without social media. You're just not. We don't meet enough people face to face in the world, especially if you stay home with your kids. You just can't meet enough people that way, and that's what the best part about social media is for business, is that it extends your reach all over the country. So think about it and talk about it with your family and decide what you're comfortable with. And if you're nervous, then definitely be cautious about what you're posting, but also find a way that you can still make your page public, make your posts public, share a little bit of who you are, a little bit of your personality and your personal life without sharing too much. So I don't know if that helped at all. I get the question a lot, and this is basically the rundown I give my new coaches every time. So I thought it might be a little bit easier to put it into a video. If you have any questions for me, feel free to shoot me a message. And if you're interested in joining our team as a coach, I'd love to have you. We'll talk to you later.